maybe there's only 3, but maybe you could have more. I think maybe there's 2 more that got the SEL. And a while ago, deaf interpreters had SELs, but now they're telling them they can't get it. And RID doesn't know how to administer the test anymore to deaf interpreters, so the SEL has kind of been faded out from that. I think the second woman who got the SEL, Stephanie got the SEL. And when she took the test, she wanted very specific things. She had high expectations going into the test, and she was very assertive. And she ended up passing the test. So, it's good that she was assertive in that. And I'm seeing more and more deaf people taking the SELs. And someday, maybe I'll take it from this. There's a lot of environments and settings that you'll see legal interpreting. So I'm curious on what you think those settings are for legal interpreting, or where you see that. So throw out some of your ideas.
Schools?
In a law school?
Well, suppose the police show up and they want to talk to a student about a situation, say at a high school. I can see legal work being there.
Yeah, could be. Others?
Talking about IEPs, like that is a legal document. But I know that they don't ever require a legally certified interpreter for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, I know an educational interpreter can't do it, but another licensed interpreter is who they have to pull in. But they don't have to be specifically certified in legal interpreting.
No, yeah, it should be. Often they're using the interpreters that are already staffed at the school. Yeah, you can go do this. But it should be a legal interpreter.
I know most schools do that.
Yep.
Have you ever, or it's not typical that you find somebody that hires a legal interpreter to come in?
I think it really depends on the interpreter, on who is working at that school. If they know that they match or don't match that situation, or if there's a situation with the kid and they're the only ones there, it's really the person who's working there who should be deciding.
Maybe divorce situations? Or child protective services?
Others?
Depositions?
Mm-hmm. Any others?
Any sort of arrests that might happen with the police?
Right.
Oh, just so you know, we had a legal presentation last week, so it was our responsibility to make a list of all the different scenarios that could come up for legal interpreting. So, we do know a lot of those situations.
And someone's buying a home, yeah. For sure.
Traffic court?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anything else?
There's a long list, really. Medical situations.
Could be, yeah.
Power of attorney.
POAs, yeah. Or a will. Lots of times POAs and life and wills are dealt in the hospital. And so people don't think it would be legal. But really what's involved in that, if you die, the processes involved in what's happening after life, that's really heavy stuff. So a legal interpreter should be in there.
Also, in VRS situations, say during a call, a legal situation comes up, you have to take that call, but you really should be
That's
certified.
the key word right there, should be. But no, it's not required. Remember one situation happened between the two of us in a courtroom.
Yeah.
On VRS, it was about a divorce. And one of the women was out of state using VRS for this. It was an interesting situation. What? Something that irks me a little bit is VRS interpreters. They're not sworn into court if something happens on VRS. There's a lot of overlap with that. I really feel sorry for those interpreters. The judge was just pissed off. And the VRS interpreter is like, I can't be sworn in, and the judge was pissed off about that. So he went to his boss, and he went to the interpreter's boss. And he just gave him one of the interpreter numbers, so. And obviously, the interpreter didn't know any of the legal vocabulary required for the situation, so. And the job wasn't done very successfully. But the couple was happy because they were getting divorced, so. Anything else?
I'm just curious, if a deaf person goes to jail and later a cop needs to talk to them, or their mom wants to come visit, does the interpreter have to go with them too? Like, you know, visiting hours. If the mom and the deaf person come in, do they have to have an interpreter?
If a cop wants to talk to someone in jail, why do you think that?
I don't
No,
know.
come on.
I was just thinking about it.
Wait, is this legal or who can come and interpret?
I would say it's illegal, especially if a lawyer comes in to talk to them. I think that would be really illegal.
The lawyer, yes. Law enforcement in the jail. I don't really know who did that.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Social Security. Is that legal? Yeah. Why? Why is Social Security legal?
It's really in depth.
I mean, yeah, that's a really in-depth, heavy situation, but other situations can be like that. So why is Social Security legal?
Really, it's like an official report for the government, isn't it?
Yes, more government, yeah. They're getting
Yes,
money from the
just
government. It's legal related. Insurance. I mean, insurance, getting money from the government, that affects someone's life. And if it affects their life, it typically you need a legal interpreter. Next. No, more. Housing, or subsidized housing. Yeah. If there's wrong information on there.
What about just normal, like buying a house?
Yep, for sure.
The contracts and all
Why?
that.
Why do you say that? You know what?
I don't know.
It affects someone's
I
life.
feel like it is.
You don't understand what you're signing, that can come back to bite you in the butt, so you'll need an interpreter.
I don't know.
I mean, you're signing a contract, and when you're signing a contract, you should have a legal interpreter.
But how often does that really happen? That you would have a legal interpreter in that situation?
It happens often. I won't schedule someone for maybe signing for a house without having their legal certification. Any of you
I don't know anything.
knowledgeable
No.
about that? Or-
Mm-mm.
So let's say, oh yeah, I can do this going to refer a bank loan, but I'm sure the interpretation would get screwed up. Any other ideas? What about regular court? Criminal court? Family court?
What about social work? Like for, a man comes in and says, you can't keep your kids, we need to pull them out. Is that, I don't know, is that something you would require a legal interpreter for? Like social work,
That situation for TPR, for termination of parental rights. That whole process of, the termination process is awful. It's an awful situation. And it's very complicated. And people who are involved in a TPR situation need a CDI. And it's required. The Bureau of Milwaukee Child Welfare the interpreter will have to meet with a social worker first. The process for this is just awful. And you just go into a little more in depth about the process. When you're dealing with someone in a TPR situation, they'll be probably end up going through counseling or therapy, or be involved in domestic violence classes, and they'll bring in an interpreter.
Good.
often when you go into the courtroom, then the social worker tells the parents that they've done a lousy job and they're taking their kids. But they don't understand, and that's a problem.
In those situations, oftentimes the kids are already taken away. So now these parents have a list of things that they need to do to get their kids back. So if they don't know what they need to do to get their kids back, how are they going to get their kids back? It's impossible to know. Right? Yeah. It's really sad. I'm doing about 10 different cases related to termination of parental rights. This one case, it's related to split guardians. And they've decided on who can see them, what time. You never see situations where they don't.
In the TPR situations, it's rare that we see a situation where the parents actually want the kids back.